Colophon was an ancient city in Ionia. Founded around the turn of the first millennium BC, it was likely one of the oldest of the 12 cities of the Ionian League. In ancient times it was located between Lebedos and Ephesus. Today the ruins of the city can be found south of the town Menderes in the Menderes district of Izmir province, Turkey. The city's name comes from the word Kappa Omicron Lambda Omicron Phi Omega Nu, summit, which is also the origin of the bibliographic term colophon, in the metaphorical sense of a crowning touch, as it was sited along a ridgeline. The term colophony for rosin comes from the term Colophonia resina, that is, resin from the pine trees of Colophon, which was highly valued for the strings of musical instruments. History. According to Apollodorus and Proclus, the mythical seer Calchas died at Colophon after the end of the Trojan War. Strabo names Clarus as the place of his death, which would later be a cult center in the territory of Colophon. An oracle had it that he would die when he would meet a better seer than himself. As Calchas and the other heroes on their way home from Troy came upon the seer Mopsus in Colophon, the two competed in their mantic qualities. Calchas couldn't equal Mopsus' skills as a seer, being a son of Apollo and Manto, so he died. In Greek antiquity, two sons of Codrus, king of Athens, established a colony there. It was the birthplace of the philosopher Xenophanes and the poets Antimachus and Mimnermus. Colophon was the strongest of the Ionian cities and renowned both for its cavalry and for the inhabitants' luxurious lifestyle, until Gyges of Lydia conquered it in the 7th century BC. Colophon then went into decline and was eclipsed by neighboring Ephesus and by the rising naval power of Ionia, Miletus. After the death of Alexander the Great, Perdiccas expelled the Athenian settlers on Samos to Colophon, including the family of Epicurus, who joined him there after completing his military service. In the 3rd century BC, it was destroyed by Lysimachus, a Macedonian officer, one of the successors of Alexander the Great, later a king in Thrace and Asia Minor, during the same era when he nearly destroyed the neighboring Ionian League city of Lebedos. Notium served as the port, and in the neighborhood was the village of Claris, with its famous temple and oracle of Apollo Clarius, where Calchas vied with Mopsus in divinatory science. In Roman times, after Lysimachus' conquest, Colophon failed to recover and lost its importance. Actually, the name was transferred to the site of the port village of Notium, and the latter name disappeared between the Peloponnesian War and the time of Cicero. Additionally, the city, as a major location on the Ionic mainland, was cited as a possible home or birthplace for Homer. In his True History, Lucian lists it as a possible birthplace along with the island of Chios and the city of Smyrna, though Lucian's Homer claims to be from Babylon. Bishopric. While tradition gave us the first bishops of the bishopric of Colophon, Sosthenes and Tychicus, the only ones historically documented are Eulalius or Euthalius, who was at the First Council of Ephesus in 431, and Alexander, who was represented at the Council of Chalcedon in 451, without attending it personally. Colophon continued to be listed in Notitia Episcopatum as late as the 12th or 13th century, as a suffragan of Ephesus, capital of the Roman province of Asia. No longer a residential bishopric, Colophon is today listed by the Catholic Church as a titular see.